Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today's subject is called digital ink and how to do it. Now, the amazing thing about this is that I know nothing about it, unless you think these are examples of brilliant digital ink work. And I don't think they are. I copied this. Okay, this is from my imagination. This is definitely not a demonstration of inking skills. I guess my drawing skills I couldn't do this a couple years ago. So I don't know. That's all right. All right. So all this stuff, blah blah blah, right? So what this is I drew this. I basically studied something, and let's see if we get the right thing there. Okay. So I studied this. It doesn't look like the reference. Took a lot of liberties and put a lot of my own self into it. You see, I never even bothered to really finish this hand. Um, the problem is I know for a fact that this is a fine sketch. Okay, I have nobody's going to get me to, that's not very good. Now it's time to add ink, and every time it's like, the results are somewhat satisfactory. See, where's my layer? It's like I have to practice all this stuff. I never did this before. Is this good? I don't know. Um, and then I sketch out, like, just go nuts with my own style, and I come up with this, and then I try to ink it, and I lose a lot of liveliness in it. Same thing with this. I really like this sketch. I don't really love this version. I don't really love this version. I suppose this is great. I mean, technically, it's really cool. So I'm struggling, and my, turning this on its axis now becomes a nightmare. Um, so I don't know. I guess I'm just here to take 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 digital pen to digital paper and do some digital inking and see if I can get something going on here. See, let's just see what happens. See, I don't know what to do here. As far as inking this goes, except go small to big, big to small to big to small, small to big to small, small to big to small. See, I'm trying to figure out how to make these swooping lines, and I can't do it fast at all. Now, and here's the thing, like, I don't want it to look like this. I don't know what I'm. That's not what I'm really going for. The sketch is great, but it's not really what I want. So I'm fighting with it already. You know what I mean? Hmm. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for this style again, right here. See, it's like I don't have a style. When I try to copy it, it just looks like a muddy mess because I don't know how to do this stuff. So like, see, here's, me, right? Doing me. So that's what this is supposed to be here. I hope you can see my cursor. Let me get my thing here. This is me doing me. Do you see that? Here's my this thing. Yeah. This is me doing me. This is me doing me. This is like an attempt to make this sketch, which was done with a virtual pencil and all these, I'm just going crazy with the construction lines and stuff. I'm getting lost in, I'm finding things as I go. Now I'm trying to ink it, and it's like, uh, this is supposed to be like this. Maybe I'll get there. possible that I can get there. Again, the problem with any of me live streaming is that what we're looking at here is literally me trying to work out kinks in methodology and try to figure out how to even draw three-dimensionally. I mean, it seems like if I just follow this, I'll be fine. In fact, it's quite the grimace if we kind of go with that. Well, that's what I keep trying to do. Yeah, we want this. I guess. It's very simple. I'm at a crossroads with my comic book right now because all right. And so I'm taking a break from it and just trying to draw a dinosaur. And so, like, technically, right, we want the mouth to actually exist, right? So you do something to this effect. And you just spend a lot of time with it, so you do it right. This is going to be his lip. And let's see. Let's try to do this way. His lip isn't showing, and now it's showing. Okay. Yes. Here we go. So that's a fairly valuable lesson. That's how you make that shape, right? This is where the real trouble comes in. Oh. See, I want to have an inkerly style, and I'm trying to, but I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't have good control of the pen. And I don't know when to use shading or why. I have terrible, terrible relationship with light in 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 my drawings. I mean, I could do this 6 ways to Sunday, this nose, you know. It's like, what exactly am I going for? Because how do you indicate this shape with just a couple of lines? This shape I've supposedly insisted that exists here. Now, of course, this looks pretty convincing. Everything is thick to thin lines. That's how you make nice fucking drawings. You see how great that nostril looks? So let's see, can I improve on that or just mess it up? Because this is what I mean. I don't have any confidence in how I've constructed this nostril to match this one. I'm kind of wondering, does this need some kind of little indication here? I don't know. Is it fine? I don't know. Now, eyeball. How do you indicate eyeballs with ink real quick? These are the questions. Especially when you're really bad. So we want a ball. We want the ball hidden by we want the ball set inside this Yeah, there we go. And then this, and that's the problem. As soon as you add the lids, you've created a whole different animal. This, I want this crazed beast. So that means my eyelids, just, I think I just realized my eyelids. Whoa, okay. There's many ways to skin a fish. Many ways. If it doesn't matter what I do with these eyes, they'll look kind of fine. But what I think will happen every time, what I think will happen every time is gotta have some darkness in there. I don't, the shading part gets me every time. I don't know exactly what I should be doing. Let's see. Let's cut that off like that, just so that has a bit of a roundedness to it. Yeah. Do I know what I'm doing? Heck no. But this guy looks pretty ferocious. That's a good thing. All right, now let's see. We gotta get the right tool, and we got this basically this repeat of the nostril. Now, is that the best thing? Does that match? Where's my color? Does that match this? And how do I indicate this? With the old thin to thick? Yes. This, I'm seeing a lot of art that's just literally not bothering to go with this traditional concept. And I'm having a terrible time doing it digitally because I got I'm just not used to the sensitivity of the pen. There's this rule of thumb that says you need to be drawing, from the shoulder and really big and stuff like that. What I'm doing here is like literally against the law, artistically speaking. I'm noodling with pixels. You know what I mean? But I kind of have to because I just don't know how to achieve naturalistic results. You see how bing 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 boing boing, bing boing bing boing instead of a nice. And I could see I can't loosen up if I'm trying to like use my arm to do it. I have no idea how you're supposed to do that. And my brain like works backwards. Um, I'll press down hard when I want to lighten up, and then of course I didn't do it that time. I'm gonna leave that because it's at least in a. No, I'm not. Whoops, wait. Let's make sure this goes the right way. Oops, come on. I mean, honestly, it should be. All right, fine. Okay, I'll accept that. Um, all right. I mean, I know I'm just talking to myself, but my brain tells me that that doesn't look like that. And who's to say? I mean, maybe another little shadow right here will get it closer to what that is suggesting. I suspect it does. Lord knows if I have any idea what I'm doing. All right, but I kind of like them. Okay, so I'm happy that I like them. Any number of possibilities with the eye. Anyway, we'll settle for that for now. Let's Let's do this. All right, let's try to figure this out here. His jaw's got to be big, but his head is turned, the middle of the jaw, it's coming way out. Okay, yeah. So let's see. Okay. A little goes a long way, maybe. Yeah, see these lines? Very sort of meticulous, and then I'm drawing these big swooping lines. I'm gonna leave that. Uh, I don't know what constitutes. I should be using reference. That's what I should be doing. But the reference doesn't look anything like this. It looks like this. And that's why I stopped doing it. It's too much effort. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to rush through it. Um, I've got some. I don't know. This is a sketch from something that's supposed to be in the comic book. I'm convinced that any one of my study pages has interesting stuff on it. Um, Whether anybody else thinks so, I don't know. Look at these foot studies. One day I decided to study feet, and now I know how to learn the feet. No, every time it's the same thing. Look at this guy. If anybody watching this, oh my God, I'm brilliant, ain't I? I mean, obviously this is Dr. Seuss on acid. Okay, and oh, look at that farmhouse. Oh, look at those hands. This is a study. This is a study. These are studies. Some of these are not studies. Well, they are, but they're not copies of anything. Okay, feet, how about this here? Studies. This guy's name is Alex Toth. I studied his stuff. Which one is mine and which one is Alex Toth's? You might have a hard time distinguishing, right? You don't know anything about Alex Toth, do you? Look at this thing. I just saw it. I studied it. Let's see. Studying folds and clothes. Had to study horses. Got to study more for horses. How did I do this? I don't know. I can't just do this, but I managed it, and then I tried to ink it, and crap. Study a Micronaut. A Micronaut is a toy from many years ago. This is completely. This is not me studying anything. I don't know. I don't think this is a study. I think this is right straight out of imagination. So yeah, so there's that, and what we're working on now, or studying now. Do you want to save? Yes. Let's look at another one. How about this? Isn't that cool? There's a spaceship, and see, here's an abandoned city. Do you get that? See what I did there? This whole drawing, this whole painting has been abandoned. Here's another. Look at that. What a great ship. I mean, it's wrong. It's not right, but boy, there's some imagination there, right? Look at those trees. I walk away from my drawing board thinking, what a bunch of wasted effort. And then I look back later and I go, what the hell? Well, look at these. These are studies of someone else's work. These are studies of someone else's work. These are studies of a monster from the 60s. Blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. Let's see some painting studies. Trying to figure out how to use watercolors. Drawing weird people. See, look, this is what I mean. This is much less than you start out and you like can't even be bothered to finish it, right? And then later on you're doing, open that bad boy up. You're doing this. So this is what happens. Okay, let's see some other sketchies. Let's see. Do not save. Let's just take a look at. Oh, I guess anything will do. I want to see this because. Oh, look at this, huh? You're gonna tell me that that's not good? I don't know what it is. Look at these things, right? I know what I want. I don't know how to just like make it happen every time I sit down and draw. So that's why I'm just working on that Hansel and Gretel thing. And also, I think, you know, I'm not really feeling the drawing. Look at this study. Isn't that nice? Look at this, guys. What the heck, right? Terminator, form shadow. Yeah, yeah. Study, study. Learn, learn. Look at this. Boy, do I want to create scenes, right? Look at this. I think, oh, I can't draw trees. There's a couple of trees. What's that? Look at these weird monsters. Look at that stuff. Yay. A strange face. And, what is that? Well, I don't know. Study. Um, let's see. Let's take a look at, well, let's look at these faces. Yeah, look at all those faces. You want a close-up? Look at that. You'd think by these sketches that I have some clue, but as you can see, when I try to actually make a face, I don't know what. I don't know what. I don't know what. The reason is because a skull, people don't know what a skull looks like, so a representation of a skull is a representation of a skull. When you get down to drawing features and making it look like a person, now you're running into trouble. I will say that I have a knack, maybe it's a relatively simple thing, but I think I have a knack for putting life in the eyes. Maybe like not there, but in other places. It's like an accident, but he looks like he's looking up. This guy doesn't look like he's doing anything. Practice, practice, practice. Try to understand, because I just don't understand. A skull, like I said, skulls are much easier because they're so much more abstract. They don't have to adhere to any hard written rules inside your skull. I don't understand why why faces are hard. But I don't understand why a horse's hindquarters are hard. I can't even talk. I think I'm going to sign off. Oh, look I got people talking to me. Wonderland ain't normal. Oh dear, a dinosaur. Thought those went out of style. I have no relationship with light. I was born in darkness, molded by it. Wait, that's not my line. You're a very strange person, You're a very strange person, but that's very good. Trust me, that's a compliment. Okay, so here we see more things. Look at that. A wagon hiding deep within. I should do a Where's Waldo book. See, wouldn't that be great? Look at that. Isn't that nice? Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird? Here's faces. Study, study. A person. Like, this would be great if I could ink it and make it look as fun as that. It'll just get ruined. Anyway, I've been zippity zappitying. And, well, let's look at this because, this is like, ooh, I can draw. And I'm not sure what this is, except that I literally do this just to experiment with some color experiment, long story short. This guy is a character that I made up. I wish I had something for him to be part of, but maybe someday. Oh, look at this, more skulls and such. Oh, here, uh-oh. You see this? I want you to never forget that. Because I wish it would happen, and maybe someday it will. With that, I'm going to sign off because it's a long story. Oh, look at this painting. Hold on, we gotta see. Oh yeah, you call that a painting? It's an effort to understand lighting and shading, which is called value, and simplifying it to the word value doesn't do justice, so people call it shading and stuff. How about these cars? Let's see. Oh, they're right here. Yep, cool. Like these are freehand after I studied this for literally hours. I mean, that's pretty good, right? That's not traced. But that's me working with pencil. As soon as I trace over it, as soon as I trace it with ink, I'll be like, oh, I need to use a tool. I'm ruining this with my freehand. What happened? Oh, I'm behind things. I don't even know what I have here. Let's just not save that. I'm gonna sign off. Oh, there's nobody there. Do not save. 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 See, the sketch is really something. This is very nicely done for what it's supposed to be. This is a little odd. That's not really what I want. This is I like this drawing. See, this is like this is not me trying to do Mike Mignola, but when I get in this zone, this is where I want to be. This is fine, but this is where I want to be. I'm not sure how that came about. That might be hours of work. I mean, it's certainly a bunch of there's certainly some cutting going on and some fixing, or at least a little bit anyway. Anyway, I don't know. Look at this. Well, how hard do you have to try, right? I can't figure this stuff out. This is a study of an illustration from the 60s, and it's like, oh my God, what did he do? It's like I get the general idea, but from a distance, it reads a little bit. This guy is just an example. This guy is an example. Oh, I'm going to sign off after this. This guy is an example of a very simple principle. If you use color or some kind of this isn't it's not a suggestion that this has to be done with color, but it's an example of using color to make two characters that may as well be completely different appear to be the same character. How is it possible that this guy is the same as this? Nobody cares. They know it is. I don't know, nobody cares, but there's instances where this you can see this in the real world. Characters just have to resemble each other, just have to resemble themselves and be defining, definitive. I don't know how I drew this alligator, but you can see that the lower jaw is not nearly as worked around. That's because I have no idea what to do. And I just, you know, it loses everything. I don't bother finishing it. I don't know what it's doing. It would take a lot of work. I would know. That's the whole thing with a sketchbook. A lot of it is stuff that's just kind of given up on. Try to learn, try to learn. Is there anything else? What's this? Um, some of you may recognize this, if you think this looks like some guy named Andrew Tarkovsky or something or other. I saw it and I said, oh, I gotta study it. You know, if you know who this guy is, you know why I had to study it. And even though I'm not a big fan or anything, and then here's my attempt to like do something with this, and it's like, well, I mean, it's a good character design, but is it a good illustration? No. Okay, I don't even remember. Is that freehand? Here's an attempt to paint something like that, and like, this is really hilarious because like this is a picture of this sun dragon sunning himself. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't, but the whole point of this guy's supposed to be in a swamp, and I paint it like this. It's like, what? You don't even, you're just flailing around. Look at that though, huh? Did I do an okay job? Yes. Look at this. You gotta understand perspective. Oh, Boy, I sure put a lot of work into things. Maybe someday it'll pay off. Good night.